Good evening. About a month ago, I stood here at this podium urging our city council members to let ongoing democratic processes in town run their course. I asked them not to do anything that would further alienate their constituents. It seems that those pleas fell on deaf ears. In early July, the owners of VNW Culture, longtime Cerritos residents whose small business has served this community for decades, volunteered to circulate the repeal and the recall petitions. I provided those petitions to them in my capacity as a private citizen. Last Monday, Councilmember Yokoyama went into their store and confronted them about the petitions. According to the owners, he told them they could not have petitions bearing his name there. He said something like, you own a business and you wouldn't want your business to be inconvenienced. He then called me and berated me for approximately an hour and a half and over my involvement with the petitions. He accused me of betraying my oath of office and told me I was burning my bridges. As a planning commissioner, I understood that as a threat against my appointment. On Tuesday, I visited the store and they were shaken but decided to keep circulating the petitions. On Wednesday, Mr. Yokoyama went back. When he saw his recall petitions were still there, he became upset and began taking pictures of the petitions. The owners objected to it and out of concern about the privacy of people who had signed the petitions. And after a verbal altercation, the store owners had to ask him to leave and never come back. Mr. Yokoyama then called me again and very unhappy about the fact that his recall petitions not having been removed. By Thursday, the owners told me that the confrontations with him made them feel threatened and uncomfortable, so they would stop circulating the petitions. This was not an isolated incident. According to staff members at another signing location, Mr. Yokoyama also visited there and demanded that the recall petitions be removed. Mr. Yokoyama, you were elected to represent Cerritos residents and uphold the law. What you did is known as voter intimidation and election interference, and it is not lawful in the state of California. You need to stop and apologize to those who have been affected by what you did.
Thank you, Mr. Al. Next, we have Carla Gilheis, and after that, we have Steve Stallings.
Mayor,
Yes.
may I comment?
Yes.
Because I don't want there to be misinformation and lies. So,
Please have decorum. Thank you. Thank you.
so first I'll say that we are all Americans. We are all Americans, and we all have freedom of speech under the First Amendment of the Constitution of the United States. In Cerritos, elected and appointed officials have freedom of speech just like any other resident of Cerritos, just like any other resident of the community. So I'm going to ask
Mr. Stallings, I'm going to
the
ask
time
that
is not
you not
running while I'm
interrupt.
talking, Mr. Stallings. Please. I'm talking to correct misinformation and lies. So elected and appointed officials have a First Amendment right to engage in political activities while off duty and outside of city-owned or city-controlled property and facilities. They may take public positions as private citizens on candidates or ballot measures. This means council members, commissioners, and committee members may use their free time, effort to support or oppose the water repeal initiative or the recall effort. So I have a First Amendment right. I have freedom of speech just like all of you, and I will fight to protect each and every one of your First Amendment rights to freedom of speech, just like I will assert my own First Amendment right to freedom of speech. What I will say is that when I went into that business, I had a witness, Bill Hu. He will disagree with everything that was said about how I acted in that business. The only person whose voice was raised were people other than me. And Benjamin Au and I had to talk about it after Benjamin Au had a talk on the phone about that afterwards on my cell phone. My cell phone keeps time on how long phone calls are. I did not talk to him for an hour and a half. My cell phone, I'll show my cell phone to anybody who wants to see it, and they'll see the phone call I had with him. His number was nowhere near an hour and a half. But what I want to say is, Benjamin Au and I talked, and he told me on his own that he was going to go to the business and talk to them about removing the petitions. I said, thank you, Benjamin. But there's another business that he brought up. When I talked to the owner of that business and he got full information about what was in his business, he made a decision on his own as the owner of the business on what he wanted to do with the petitions in his business. Okay? So Mr. Alan Cam made his decision based on information provided to him by me and other people. Okay? So I have freedom of speech, just like all of you have freedom of speech. Okay? One thing I did not do was use my position. Unfortunately, when I went to that business and I saw the petitions in the business that Benjamin Au was talking about, his City of Cerritos Planning Commissioner business cards were attached to the petitions. That is not allowed. That is not allowed to use
Decorum.
use a City of
Please.
Cerritos Planning Commission business card attached to the petitions to make it seem as if this was something that was supported by the City of Cerritos. Yeah. So, Bill Hu was my witness at the business. Grace Hu has been my witness at both businesses because she was involved with both of those businesses. So I have witnesses. I did not do anything illegal.
Please do not
Bill
make
Hu
comments when someone's
and Grace
speaking.
Hu.
Please
Bill
do not
Hu
make comments
and
when
Grace
someone
Hu
is
are the
speaking.
witnesses. So where are the business owners who are claiming that I did anything illegal? There's only one thing that was illegal that happened. Why wasn't there a police report? Why wasn't there
Please do not make comments when someone is
a
speaking.
Cerritos sheriff station? Why wasn't there a sheriff station report taken if I did something illegal? But you know what? I have freedom of speech. And you know what happened? There was a sheriff station report taken. Because people don't agree with me because I oppose the Cerritos Republican-led recall against me because I'm a Democrat and I oppose it.
Please,
Please
do not be disruptive. Please
People
do
disagree
not
with my
be
freedom of speech.
disruptive.
Somebody thought it was okay.
I'm going to ask
Somebody
for
thought
another
it was okay.
recess if you do not.
Somebody thought it was okay.
We'll have a recess. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, folks, we're back again. I respectfully ask everyone to please maintain decorum during tonight's meeting. I want to hear everything that you guys have to say. And it's very hard to hear what you're saying when there's mumbling, there's giggling, there's talking in the where you're seated. It doesn't allow me to hear what the speaker is saying. So it's very difficult. So please, I don't talk during your public comments. Please do not talk when other people are speaking. I want to run an efficient meeting. We have a timed public comments. We now have 35 minutes left for public comments out of the total of 45 that's allotted. We're not going to be able to get through all of that if there's a lot of disruption. So if everybody just follows the rules, just follow the rules. Okay. All right. Now we have.
Okay, so Mayor, don't start the time yet, and I'll be quick.
Okay, please.
So what I held up.
Again, I'm going to ask you not to say anything, please.
So what I held up was
Just, please.
So
do
what
not
I held up was
make
this.
comments.
Thank you, Mayor. What I held up was this police report because somebody disagreed with my position that I oppose the recalls, and he supports the recalls. He threatened me on social media, on Facebook. He said that Frank Yokoyama might want to be careful. And he posted a photo of 4 gentlemen holding guns. And people liked it. People egged him on. People supported it. And meanwhile, there's a photo of 4 men in front of a business in Cerritos holding guns. And this person who disagrees with me, disagrees with my First Amendment rights, he said Frank Yokoyama might want to be careful. So I filed a sheriff's report with the station, and you received the photos, and the report was taken, right, Captain?
We did generate a report for that incident.
Okay. So if you disagree with me, let's agree to disagree, but don't threaten me on social media with masked men and gentlemen in army military fatigues holding guns, telling me that I might want to be careful.
Okay.